We are live. I need everybody that's in the comments to hello, Jesse. Yes, I am late, YouTube user, 3:20 p.m. That comment. Donna Williams, I am here. So for everyone else, just of course, you know, we on Black people time. It happens. CP time, color people time. It is what it is. But I am Timothy the Truth, and with me is Eric Bernard Canty. Eric, speak up. Can they hear you?
Hello, Tim. How are you?
Man, I'm doing all right. All right, so just want to make sure I got my good audio. Of course, we're setting this up. If you can't hear me or you can hear me, let me know. You got me? All right, we are good. Boom. All right, the first edition of the Book of Timothy will feature my man Eric Bernard Canty out of Sumter, South Carolina. And of course, you know, Eric is the man from the video that has now gone viral. People are calling it like different things, slaps heard around the world. I call them personally Black History Month slaps, because it happened on the 17th, and I felt like it was 17 slaps for 17 days of Black History Month. My man, first of all, I want to thank you, because I know what I know. Right. Now you are about to tell us the story. But before I do that, though, let me get into some of the things that we have been seeing around the nation real quick, man. You know, for everybody who's joined us, just things we've been seeing as Black men.
Right.
You know what I mean? Because I want to be able to explain those slaps and the passion of those slaps, where they come from. So with that, though, I want to show y'all this first video out of New
Come outside. Chill. Brian, get out. Brian, leave. Oh no. Yo, it's because he's Black. Racially motivated.
Wondering why there is an uproar, but I would think that there'd be more of an uproar with this situation, simply because this was so atrocious. This is a no-knock warrant. I don't want to show all of that because that's just crazy. But I'm just saying, Eric, we've all discussed the fire that is behind a Black man's eyes. And I think everybody needs to pay attention to this. And this is one of the things I'm seeing, that what we see as Black men, I feel like, from the slaps that you delivered. Now I want to show everybody the slaps. And Stephanie, you can let me know if you can hear audio from the actual clip. All right, here we go. This is what happened in Sumter, South Carolina. Now, before I get into it, Eric, is there anything you want to tell us about that? Tell us what led up to that.
Okay. Well, typical day, sitting in Applebee's, just went there for wings and a beer. And a young lady came in with her daughter to celebrate her daughter's 21st birthday. She sat on the same side of the bar that I was on. I personally did not know this young lady. She was just someone that was in there with her daughter celebrating her daughter's birthday. At some point, this gentleman, Doug, across from the bar.
Doug, you got Doug's last name?
Doug, his name is Doug Merrill. At some point, he started
You can't hear the video?
He spoke it first.
Don't talk over the video because we can't hear you.
Gotcha.
And then after speaking to these young ladies, he started, issuing unwanted sexual advances. Unwanted. At that point, the sexual advances then turned, in my opinion, racial, because he called himself.
When you say he was, let's go back. When you say he was making sexual advances, give me a description.
Well, at first he called himself the white Mandingo.
My hand is in slap form already. Tell me more.
And then he made a gesture with his arm, like he was blessed, and talked about how he would pound them from across the bar. And I thought that was just disgusting. And for a Black man to have to sit there and witness your Black women sexually harassed and abused in that manner, I thought was just disgusting.
Yeah, and with everything that's already on your heart. You see what I'm saying? Right. As Black men in this country, correct, everything that you're having to be told to be quiet about, you just turn the other cheek and all this other stuff. And I would imagine this stuff went on for a while before you interjected.
Right. I think the bigger crime was you could sense his entitlement that he could abuse Black women in that manner.
Felt privileged and felt like him saying that was okay.
Correct. And a Black man had no place correcting him in the abuse of the Black woman. Now we're talking about Black women, the mother and the woman that gave birth to us all.
Oh yes.
To all nations.
Oh yes, she's got it.
To all people.
Mother Earth, absolutely.
And to witness our Black women getting sexually harassed and abused by a white male, and then his sense of entitlement to, you better not open your mouth and you better not say anything. And if you do, then I'm going to put you in your place. And I don't want to repeat what he said, but pretty much he called me a jackass. And then I became a jackass, and then I became the N-word.
Now, let me go back to this video.
Okay.
I'm going to show everybody the video, and you guys, here it goes. These are the slaps. I call them Black History Month slaps.
Let's go. Let's go outside. There's a difference between black and niggers.
Oh shit. Sir, please, I'm gonna have to ask you.
Shut your goddamn mouth.
No.
Come out your mouth again. Watch your goddamn mouth. Watch your goddamn mouth. Fuck yeah.
Come on. Let's go. Let's go.
Shut your mouth off.
Thank you.
You know, the interesting thing about that, after seeing that, and we're going to get into all the passion, because I know there was passion when I heard, shut your goddamn mouth. Now, that was straight passion. That's that, I feel like when I saw that, I don't even think that was I feel like that's what was in your soul coming out, and your body was reacting. I don't even think you thought about it. You don't really purposely slap somebody like that. Right. On purpose multiple times like that, 1 or 2 slaps, but the passion in the repeated slaps, I felt like you was reaching back in time and bringing back slaps from 1955 with Emmett Till's name on it. You know what I'm saying? Right. It was just the anger in those slaps. Right. What made you swing? What gave you made you stay open hand with that and not fist?
Well, it's funny you mentioned that, and if you ball your fists up, it becomes felonious. assault.
For those of you with GED, means felony. Go ahead.
But not only that, you know, I'm 51 years old.
Yes, sir.
I'm a disabled veteran.
Yes,
I'm a retired Marine.
Thank you for your service,
But
my brother.
in the same instance, the gentleman was a few years older than me. He was maybe 61, 62. But where the video picks up at, you can hear me on the video saying, well, let's go outside. What's not heard and what's not picked up before that is he gave me several invitations to step outside for defending a Black woman.
So he put those orders. He put that ass whooping on order from Amazon.
He asked for it repeatedly, and then with the racial slurs, you know, there was, and I want to clarify also on the video what was said. You know, he said there's a difference between Black folks and niggers, and then he says, and you're a nigger. And when he said that, it felt like somebody blindsided me out of the kitchen. I felt like someone threw scalding hot water on my back. And all I could feel was a stinging sensation. So when I struck him for that assault, and calling a Black person a nigger is an assault. So when I felt that assault, it was a natural reaction. And you could feel how prideful he was when he said the word. So when I struck him the first time, I don't know what came over me, but it's like I could not stop hitting him, nor did he stop saying that word. At some point, I walked away from him, and he said it again. I said to him, you say it again. You let it come out of your mouth again. And he said it again. So this is not a person who's remorseful or sorry for what came out of his mouth. This is someone who actually has that hatred in his heart. And that's how he actually feels about Black people.
Now, let me tell you the interesting thing that I see about this as I try and get my cameras back straight.
We good?
It's OBS virtual camera. Mark, come around here. Full view. Something happened. Can they still hear our audio? We're experiencing technical difficulties. Can we still hear the audio?
You got it up on your computer?
Go back to OBS down here.
Close this.
Yep.
Cancel.
No, discard.
We can hear audio.
You can't?
We got audio.
Okay. All right.
Go to the other view, then go back to, there you go.
Okay. There we go.
That's got a center.
All right. We are back. Of course, you guys got to know, man. This is wild, man. This is, like I said, my first, I do stand-up comedy, by the way, and Mark does business credit. But we are going to put this podcast together and make it do what it do. All right. Now, as you were saying, well, this is what I wanted to ask you. Well, I want you to tell everybody what his mentality is after the slaps. And I'm speaking of Doug, the man that received those Black History Month slaps.
I felt like he hadn't learned anything immediately afterwards, you know, because he was, if you watch the video, he was still trying to call me the N-word. And
I saw that he got up and walked over there.
Exactly.
Right.
So he was escorted out. I mean, everybody's thinking that the young lady in the red shirt was his wife.
That's what I thought.
And that was actually an Applebee's hostess. So she was yet still trying to intervene for him. But at some point, I think she said she had enough and she just
let him get them slaps.
She got out of the way. And
well, if you notice in the video, who the guy in the blue shirt that was like on the second round of slaps.
Right.
All right. The guy in the blue shirt that came over, looked like he was bracing Doug up to eat those. Like, go on, Doug, stand up, eat them slaps. You know you deserve them. That's what it seemed like. And then when Doug fell, he's like, all right, Doug, that's it.
Right.
You know, and they got up. And when Doug got up, they threw him out.
Right.
Now, here's the thing. Applebee's paid for your dinner and your drinks after the fact. Am I correct?
They did. They did. I'm actually a regular there.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not as of late, but
Oh, yeah.
I'm actually I'm actually a regular there, and that's just a place I like to go.
Uh-huh.
I like their double crunch wings.
what we won't do is market.
the bone in, of course.
Right, right.
I like, just a nice cold Michelob Ultra on giraffe.
All right, right,
And
right.
it was just a day that you wanted to stop in and relax, and never would have thought
Right.
any of this would have taken place or happened.
Mm-hmm.
But I guess right place, wrong time.
Right.
But apparently this guy had done this at several bars and restaurants in the area. He has a history of doing it.
Mm.
And a lot of the inboxes that have been receiving this, that he's been thrown out of several bars and restaurants in the area for the same behavior. So is that type of person sorry for that type of behavior?
I don't think so. And to be honest with you, like you said, I feel like he feels entitled to, and that you should sit there. Or better yet, he walks around with a mentality that it's against the law for you to put your hands on me.
Right.
But speaking of the law, now after Applebee's kicked him out, paid for your dinner, and he said that he's not pressing charges.
Right.
Right? You got a call from who?
The detective down at the city of Sumter Police.
Okay. Now tell us all about that. Well,
Well,
I think that's one of the most interesting things.
Well, I was called and she asked me, could I come down and talk to her and give her a formal statement? This female detective, she was actually a Black female detective.
Mm-hmm.
And I said, well, am I under arrest? If I'm under arrest, let me know. I'll just come and turn myself in.
Mm-hmm.
To me, the video spoke for itself.
Mm-hmm.
But, at the advice of my attorney, he said, no, I don't want you going down there answering any questions.
Mm-hmm.
And I do want to shout out the Dees law firm there in Sumter.
Okay.
Were retained on my behalf.
All right.
Brother Gerald Dees, very, very professional, very smart, very educated attorney. I would like to thank him personally. Mr. Rodney Richburg Sr., I would like to thank him for, he provided security for me.
Mm-hmm.
They picked me up at my home. They escorted me down. And he's also a great friend. I've known him since the third grade. So I just wanted to shout them out, if you didn't mind.
So you had some connections.
Yeah, and then my sister Lula Canty has been advising me from Alaska.
Listen, I am not mad at that, from Alaska. Shout out to her, man. She's a lawyer?
She's a school teacher.
Oh.
Educated, been a school teacher for years, a couple of decades, and she's approaching retirement. But I appreciate her.
I bet she's delivered some slaps like that. To some,
she's a feisty one.
Yes, sir. Listen, all right, now once you got down to on the day of the meeting when you and your attorney went down. Now, this is what's going to be real interesting. Soon as you get down there, tell me what the police chief's demeanor was and what he was saying.
Well, according to my attorney, he wanted to charge me with something.
Even though Doug wasn't pressing charges.
Correct. And from conversation with my attorney, the demeanor was, I can't have people assaulting or him assaulting people or of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
I guess the question was asked, well, what do we need to do about this? And my attorney responded, nothing,
Mm-hmm.
But of course, some conversation was held outside of my presence,
Right.
as some was held in my presence. But
He wanted to charge you with something.
correct.
All right. And what was his suggestion of what did he act like he didn't know what to charge you with? But was he like, God damn it, something's got to happen?
Yeah, I'm sure they wanted me to go to jail. I'm sure they wanted me arrested, rather than being cited with a court date and a ticket. I'm sure.
All right, so this is the thing. All right, so let's recap. Doug received the educational Black History Month slaps. Applebee's is cool with it.
Right.
Doug is cool with it. He's gonna take his licks. Nobody's pressing charges, and the police did show up that day.
Right.
Okay, and didn't arrest anybody.
Correct.
Okay, but when you go to the meeting with the chief of police of Sumter County,
Right.
he's like, "Damn it, something's got to happen. You can't be in my city slapping good God-fearing white people around like that, and nothing happened to you."
Yeah.
Was
Well,
that the attitude?
Well, that's what it felt like, and I'm sure, like I said, they wanted. Sumter is a good town, but it's also a Confederate town. And when I say that, the attitude there, and it has been for a long time, has been that of a nature of stay in your place. You can do as good as me as long as you're not doing better than me.
Now, before you get off into that, I want to tell people that you qualified in making these assertions. What did you study in school?
I was a theology major.
My brother. All right.
So,
Okay. So you know what you speak of when you speak of these things.
right. I mean, it's funny you mentioned Emmett Till early in your conversation. Young Black guy that was lynched and killed in the most horrific way.
Absolutely.
For allegedly whistling at a white woman.
Right. Allegedly.
Right.
And of course, his murderers were found not guilty.
Right.
And the older woman, the woman in question, admitted, and I do believe she passed away.
Right.
But before she died, she admitted that he never did any of that.
Correct. But not even charged. They wasn't even charged immediately. That's the first thing. Second thing, you want to throw me in jail for defending the honor of a Black woman, but yet you lynch and kill my people for allegedly whistling at a white woman.
Now, I want to bring Kitty in here. Kitty is the woman that you're speaking of.
Correct.
And we'll have her on here in just a second. As soon as I get her email address. And if she's watching right now, I want to, should have had that set up beforehand. All right, guys. As I said, I'm a comedian. This podcast thing is new, but we're going to get it down. And we're going to keep having content like this. Now, while we're waiting on Kitty, what was the charge that he decided to charge you with?
PDC.
And what is that?
That's public disorderly conduct.
And that means the city is picking up the charges.
Correct.
So even though Doug doesn't want to be, involved, Doug got reasons why he want his face out the news.
Right. And Doug actually, and I was only made aware of this when I reported down to the city, that Doug actually admitted to provoking the entire situation.
Oh my God. Oh my God.
Doug wanted to apologize to me. And my response to that was, I don't want your apology. You need to apologize to the Black women that you sexually assaulted. You need to apologize to the Black community for your use of that word in the manner in which you use the word, because, and it needs to be done publicly and in front of a camera. Other than that, it means nothing, because I'm sure Doug used that word repeatedly again right after someone with that much pride in saying that word with that much conviction felt it in their spirit. And it is a part of who they are in their character.
Now, I think I just heard back from the lady in question whose honor you was defending. We'll get her in here so she can tell us what happened. Because I cannot wait to hear this. All right, here we go. Sending it to her. She should be with us momentarily. All right. She should be coming in here just a second. Send to, let me make sure all right. She should be joining us in just a second. We're going to get this thing popping and we're going to hear from her as to what actually happened. Yep, Jesse commented, privilege. And it is something about the privilege, which is, I believe, behind the whole Karen mentality, is that Karens feel they can check anybody.
Right.
Doesn't matter who. They get out the car in the middle of the road and check a person. It doesn't even matter. It just doesn't matter who you are, whether you're police. They'll check a fireman putting out a fire in the middle of putting out a fire.
Right.
You know, they just feel that way. Now, lovely Katera is here. Kitty. How you doing, Kitty?
Hello.
Just want to make sure we can hear you.
Can you hear me?
All right, hold on, Katera. This is new to me. Can you hear me?
I can hear you.
Okay. All right, we can hear you. All right. I think me and Eric might be having some microphone issues, but the rest of the people can hear you, and I think I can hear you. So tell everybody what happened the day the Black History Month slaps went down.
Okay, it was my daughter's birthday. She was turning 21, and it was about 1 o'clock, 1:30 or something like that. So me, my daughter, and another friend, Crystal, who was going to Applebee's. We went there, sat at the bar, and we heard him rambling over there. And he told the waitress that was there at the bar, buy them some drinks, because I was saying how it was my daughter's birthday. And he's like, oh, okay, we'll buy them some drinks. And then he just started, we took a shot and everything, and he just started easing his little way in there, like. I was trying to be nice. I didn't want to, be rude to the man. So I'm like, oh, okay, yeah, such and such. And he was just, I kind of started ignoring him because he was getting aggravated. So he was just saying things like, oh, what did he say? He said something to make me say, okay, to my friend. I'm like, well, this is my girlfriend. I don't think she'll like that, whatever. And that, I think I shouldn't even said that, because that's when he go with the white man dingo. Oh, 2 of them. Yeah, I can handle it. He did like the strong arm. We looking at him, and I'm like, oh my gosh. And my friend was like, he over there licking his tongue out at me and stuff. And Eric behind me, he like, I can't take this man right here. I wish he just shut up. Like, he been here rambling, going on for hours, and not hours, but for a while, because we've been there for about 45 minutes already. So I don't know how long he been sitting there to the bar getting drunk or whatever. And it was something else that he had said to me, and I'm like, it kind of had made me upset, because my reaction was like, okay, well, you're sitting here to the bar at Applebee's by yourself at 2 o'clock in the afternoon getting drunk. So it's like, I'm still trying to ignore him and, talk to my daughter and video her and stuff, because it's her birthday. And he just like, he was aggravating. Like, even the lady at the bar, she kept looking at me and giving me the eyes and stuff. And like, oh my gosh, I wish he just leave. Okay, y'all know y'all done gave this man enough drinks. Tell him it's time to go. Y'all still serving him drinks. Like, I didn't, but whatever. And so I was doing something in my phone, and then I hear Eric behind me, and then Eric is like,
I don't even know how
just shut up. Like, just shut up. We heard enough of your mouth. You sitting here bothering these ladies, such and such. And that's when things just kind of escalated, like, from there. So, yeah.
Right. So did you feel like Eric was defending your honor?
Oh yeah, because the whole time the man was like, rambling on behind us, Eric was, he was saying to me, he was like, I wish this man would shut up. Like, why is he talking like that to y'all and stuff like that? While he was behind us. But my sister was like something that I didn't, not my sister, my friend, something that I missed. Like, I think she said that he had told Eric to tap me on my shoulder to get my attention or something like that. And that's when Eric got mad. He like, oh, he done said something to him. He said something to the wrong person when because he was saying something to like everybody over there. Like he was just, it was, I don't know. For him to be a regular and come there like that, like they sure already know. Okay,
it was bananas.
Have a cutoff limit for this man.
It was bananas. So at the end of the day, nobody had a problem with it. You felt protected, and big shout out to Eric for actually protecting our sisters, because of course they always get on us about not standing up for our sisters. So shout out to you, brother. That's what it is. All right. Well, Kitty, I want to thank you for coming in and telling the story or whatever. How do you actually feel about the sheriff charge? Well, not the sheriff. I always say the sheriff because I shot the sheriff. But how do you feel about the police chief charging him with disorderly conduct?
Well, I'm glad that you asked that, because I was just about to say, y'all just mentioned something about, the lynching of Eric Till. And if it was, back in the days, things are totally different now. So it's really not fair, because if it was the other way around, they, how big of a deal would it have been then? And, with a white man saying something to, a black woman now, is they want to charge him. That's really not fair. Like, it's really not. So,
Mm-hmm.
And
it is kind of messed up that the brother actually did, righteously, you know what I'm saying, what they did wrong in the past, and you still get charged.
Yeah.
Even in this day and age. Well, Kitty, I thank you for coming in, and I do understand your daughter has gone through some things recently. We won't talk about that on the podcast, but we do wish her a speedy recovery.
Thank you. Appreciate that.
Thank you, sister.
All right. You take care, Eric. And once again, thank you. And we appreciate men like you.
All right. Oh, that was nice. And I think we did that right. Okay, we good. All right. All right. So, Eric, again, to everybody who's watching, do understand that, this is my first official podcast. That other one that you see is just me getting started out. But hey, we're going to do this. We're going to have content like this all the time, man. Timothy, the truth and nothing but the truth. Now, well, I would imagine that you're going to fight this charge, this public disorderly conduct charge. Personally, I want it to be like a time to kill. I want to be that type of situation where everybody outside the courthouse, because it doesn't make any sense.
Right.
If the only people that have a problem with this is the city of Sumter, then I think the city of Sumter should eat that. I expect Leon Lott to put in the call, hey, buddy, I just want to tell you, you're doing things wrong. You got to know your people. And the people don't have a problem with it. As a matter of fact, I get the impression that you could be the first black Santa Claus inside of something's Christmas parade behind what you did. I feel like they're embracing you. You haven't received any type of negative comments from anybody, have you?
Well, just Instagram. You're going to have those few that's going to be out there. And, it was a couple of threats or whatever. But, I'll say this. It's time for good, righteous black folks to not accept this type of behavior anymore. This is not a call for violence. It's a call for restraint in the manner in which we will no longer accept being called niggas. It's 2022. It's not 1822. It's not 1775. It's 2022.
Yes, sir.
And this city, this town has the attitude of what I want to say is they keep recycling
Mm-hmm.
the same people.
Mm-hmm.
Now, if you don't get out and vote,
Mm.
then you can't remove these people.
Whoo, you
But-
open up a can of worms there, partner.
Yeah, but then you know, it's like you take someone out of one position,
Mm-hmm.
is what they do,
Mhm.
and then they set them in another position.
Mm-hmm.
But then you have this same vicious cycle of the same people repeatedly being in office, and
Mhm.
they're communicating with each other.
Mm-hmm.
Believe that.
Right.
But then you know, both black and white.
Mm-hmm.
But then you got some Stevensons
Right.
out there that's
Mhm.
in office. And when I say Stevensons, I'm referring to the character of Samuel L. Jackson on Django.
Oh, I got you. You done brought in a Django reference.
you know,
Hey, goodness.
his
Sumter
name-
County, y'all got Django references going on. Y'all got to do better.
But I'm encouraging everyone next election season, we got to remove these people from the ones that are in elected positions.
Mm-hmm.
They need to be removed.
Mm-hmm.
If you want to get in bed with these known racists
Mm-hmm.
and these known people that mistreat our people, it's not working. It's not working anymore. It doesn't work for me. And,
Right.
and it's the only way to stop this stuff
Right.
is to fight against it, to fight back against it. You know, and the marching, the singing, that's all good.
Right.
But you're talking about a race of people that have gone to jail and to prison
Mm-hmm.
for simply marching.
Right.
Now, if they can do it for simply marching,
Right.
why can't we stand up as black people and no longer accept the racial slurs,
Mm-hmm.
the racial behavior?
Mm-hmm.
If your only understanding is a black man responding
Mm-hmm.
with a sense of
Mm-hmm.
mild violence,
Mm-hmm.
and then you hit the roof because of that,
Mm-hmm.
and what kind of reaction are you going to have when my people finally stand up and rise up and actually fight back against something that should have been done and over with
Right.
centuries ago?
Should have never even happened if you want to, really want to, think about it. I mean, the righteousness, it should have never happened in any spirit of righteousness. But you've noticed something that during this podcast, I haven't mentioned much about Doug, so to speak. And I would like to extend an offer to Doug to come sit down and explain his part. And on top of that, as you said, Doug offered to apologize.
Right.
I'd like to give Doug that offer. I mean, that opportunity to apologize. I'd like for him, like if he would like to apologize to Kitty and her daughter, I think that would be perfect. And as a matter of fact, I can get both of you in here because Doug looked like he learned something from it. Hell, I learned something from the slaps. You know what I'm saying? Just watching. But my thing is, if this can be worked out between you and Doug ain't pressing charges. I don't understand for the life of me why the chief of police is charging you with something. And here's the thing that worries me about that. He charges you with disorderly conduct. The judge comes in fresh off Fox News and sees that and decides he wants to up the charge. You see what I mean? Now you got to defend yourself from having something on your record or whatever or anything like that. You know what I'm saying? Because you ain't got, you've been doing your thing. You served the country. You know what I mean? You work. You're doing your thing. You look out here doing. You're protecting black women and stuff. There's nothing going on in your life. Why put this in your life to have to deal with?
Right.
Is it because somebody in something saying, "God damn it, Jed, you ain't gonna let that happen"? He just slapped a good God-fearing white man to Jesus. You ain't gonna let that happen. And I feel like that's what he's reacting on. And I would love to see him drop these charges. As a matter of fact, I got a prediction. He's going to drop these charges.
Right. And I'm glad you extended that invitation to Doug.
I really would.
Someone needs to present a public forum
Mm-hmm.
for him to apologize to the black community.
Absolutely. And give him a chance to explain himself without, us throwing him under the bus. I don't want him to feel like we threw him under the bus.
Right.
You just told what happened. Kitty said what happened. And if he would like to answer those, these statements, he could come on this podcast, the Book of Timothy, and put it out.
Absolutely. I had no idea that this would come to this amount of attention. But This is not about Eric Canty.
Mm-hmm.
It's about the black community.
Mm-hmm.
It's about no more.
Right.
No more will we accept your racial slurs, your racist attitudes, your racist behavior. We no more as Black people are we going to sit back in this country and continue to deal with the atmosphere that's been created by some of these politicians. And it's hurtful because it seems like we've reverting back to instead of progressing into what should have been a great America. Now you talk about make America great again.
When was it ever great for us?
At what point?
Outside of the 90s.
Was it? Absolutely. At what point was it great? And at what point will we get to greatness? And that's going to have to start with some unity at some point. And the only way we're going to get there is if you stop your racist behavior. But let me say this. We don't teach our kids hate. We don't teach our kids that they're superior to the other race. This behavior is a learned behavior and it's a taught behavior.
Right.
It's been being taught to their kids since they were in their youth. And when they get to a teenage state, it's so deep-seated and rooted in the character to who they are. It's hard to change. So if you want to change and make America great again, stop teaching your kids that my kids, because they're dark complected, are of lesser value than yours.
Say that. I'm gonna tell you a good way to educate them.
Huh?
These slaps.
Let's go. Let's go outside. There's black. There's a difference between black and niggers.
Oh shit.
Shut your goddamn mouth. Come out your mouth again. Shut your goddamn mouth. Watch your goddamn mouth. Fuck out.
Come on, let's go. Let's go.
Shut your mouth off.
Thank you.
Well, that was the last time. I mean, that's not the last time I'm gonna look at that video, to be honest with you. That's to me, this is the best Black History Month ever. To be honest with you.
Canty for mayor.
Yes, Canty for mayor. You ever thought about running for public office? Because I guarantee you there's a lot of people to show up and vote for you, and you just don't want to. Because we need slaps like that in Congress. You need to be able to walk over to the people over there talking about January 6th was just a tourist thing. You need them slaps to come in and educate them. That no, they wasn't. They was busting out windows, people getting shot and maced. No, it's different, man. But you ever thought about public office?
Well, never thought about it, but we'll see what happens. We'll see what happens. I mean, we got to start somewhere with change.
Right.
Maybe we'll start locally.
That's right.
We'll start maybe next election season. Maybe we'll start with city council.
Hey, you know what? I think so. And I think anytime you walk into, like, say if you're on city council and you come in, you should walk in with your hand in a bucket of ice. Like every time you show up, hey, Congressman Eric Canty, and you come in with that bucket of ice. Hey, how y'all doing? The cold slaps waiting to educate the people out there. People, I thank y'all for joining this podcast, Timothy the Truth, the Book of Timothy. It's going to be happening. I also extend a special thank you to my man, Eric Canty.
Yes, sir.
Also to Kitty, who came in and told the story. And just to remind Doug, we are extending an invitation to you. I ain't even dropped your last name, Doug, even though I have. But I just want to put it out there as Doug. And Doug, I didn't show you a picture. I didn't do anything like that. The only thing we have of you is you being educated on video. But if you'd like to come on this podcast and, tell your side, or either sit down with Eric and we can break it all down, Eric and Kitty, and you can make your apologies. Actually, as Eric said, I think you need to, I personally believe what they're telling us, that you need to apologize. And here's your opportunity. We thank y'all for watching. Eric, my man,
Yes, sir, John.
Hey, can you show everybody your hand in the camera? Just put your hand up there. Yeah, boy, that's the hand of education. All right, y'all. Thank y'all for watching. It's been great. I'm going to go ahead and close this out and subscribe. The truth. It's going to get better. It's going to get better. Trust me. And click share. Share, subscribe, and share.
You ain't even